Hey friends, how are you? It's been quite a wild week. Not a lot of car therapy this week, so let's catch up. But I want to talk about the tough times, the bad times, the challenging times. The disagreements, the misunderstandings. There's a tendency that when we find ourselves miscommunicating with a partner, or struggling with dealing with some kind of issue, especially in relationship masters, where we start to make changes, and then there's some kickback or friction with our partners or friends or something like that. There's a tendency it's always what's our first view of things, what's our first perspective. And for many of us, we've been trained to see things in an unhealthy way, as it's all bad, it's negative. It's just an automatic response we have, but it's a choice. And as we've spoken about many times, we've made a certain choice so many times, and it wasn't our fault, why we made that choice, but we just become habituated to doing certain things, and it gets us in trouble. But how we react to things that are going on is a choice that we have. And as friction comes up with people, it's really not a negative. It's not really bad at all. It's an opportunity. It's a real opportunity to work through something, because if we can disagree, if we can miscommunicate and then recover, if there can be some kind of hurts or whatnot, but we can work through it. Or I see that, let's say I make a mistake, but that it's safe, that I could then recover from it. I can take ownership. I can apologize to the other person as well. That we can be that vulnerable with each other and yet still be able to work through certain things. That's a real positive. That's a real healthy point. At the same time, the growth comes from the discomfort, like with working out. When we are stress and strain our muscles, that's when they start to grow, when we push ourselves. And so those moments of discord or misunderstanding, miscommunication, upsets that kicked up, they are, you may need to take a breather, you need to give it some time and then come back to it. But those are the growth times. So the first thing is to say, okay, it's not all over, it's not all bad, this is not a disaster, it's not terrible, breathe, and come back to it, and then be able to embrace it as opportunities to grow. Sometimes, for example, somebody hurts us or lets us down, and then they given some time, they take ownership of it, they apologize for it, and then I've got someone I can be vulnerable with and trust, because they create a safe space. They're willing to take ownership of their mistakes. Or you may find that a person is dug in and they have no interest in apologizing, or they want you to do all the emotional lifting, and then you've got a decision to make if this is really a relationship. So let's try and embrace those moments of discomfort where it feels like it's all crumbling and falling apart, but let's try and embrace it as opportunities. All right, let me know how it goes.